I want to pay praise to Miggy Cabrera, who definitely has captured some history, getting his 3,000 hit. Andrew was way more hyped about this than me, calling me when it was going to happen. It should have happened the night before, but they walked
Yeah,
him,
those
so on and
fuckers,
so
dude. They're
forth.
fucking Yankees.
Yeah,
Here we
so
go, talking shit about the Yankees now.
hey, there we go again. So let me
Fucking
just
Aaron
say this:
Boone.
a long time ago, I think it was, damn, the first person to get 3,000 hits was shit. I forget his name. But in that same year, that same summer, and I'll look it up when Andrew's given his thing. We have that same summer. I think it was like 1989 or 1999, 1998 or something. A 16-year-old Venezuelan named Miguel Cabrera signed with the Marlins. He's now the 33rd person. That was the first person to ever do it, capture 3,000. He is the 33rd one to do it in that time span there. I think he's 39. He just turned 39 this week. So him being able to do what he has been able to do, you're talking hitting both sides of the plate, pure slugger, one of the best approaches to a baseball at bat in the game. One of my favorite things that my buddy told me in college was that Justin Turner is a professional at bat. I'll watch him any day of the week. Miguel Cabrera fits under that and then some, to say the least. 3,000 hits, over 500 home runs, over a 300 batting average. Let's just say this much: Cabrera can go over his next 346 at bats and still not be below 300 batting 300. Drew, your first impressions on him capturing that 3,000 hit moment?
Uh, it was incredible. Um,
I think this
right
is the
now, as it
guy
stands, there are
to
60
kind of follow
players.
up. I'm sorry, but I think this is a guy that we were able to watch his whole career and watch pretty much each three of those 3,000 hits. It felt like.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's a World Series champion with the Marlins. You know, he won a ship with the Marlins, which is awesome. One of my favorite base hits he had was they were trying to intentionally walk him when he was with the Marlins,
Yeah,
and they didn't get the ball outside enough, so he slaps an RBI single into right center.
yeah,
Hilarious.
hilarious.
Fucking throw the ball outside. They're probably the reason why you could just put up four fingers and put him on base now, which is what they fucking did to him when he was on 299 in the eighth inning on an 0 for 4. When the night before he was fucking 4 for 4. Oh, pissed me right off, fucking Aaron Boone.
He's
But let
nasty.
me read this to you. This is incredible. This just kind of puts Miggy's whole career into perspective. There's not a whole lot of active players right now who are no doubt first ballots, right?
Okay.
Miggy is one of them, and this is why. Okay, let me read this to you. Uh, 3,000 hits and 500 homers. Only six other men in history have done that, and two of them have PED asterisk, which is Alex Rodriguez and Rafael Palmeiro. The others are Hank Aaron, Willie Mays, Eddie Murray, and Albert Pujols, which Pujols is probably another first ballot Hall of Famer. Now, 3,000 hits, 500 homers, and a 300 average. For a long time, it was just Hank Aaron and Willie Mays, and now Miggy's in that club. 3,000 hits, 500 homers, and 600 doubles would be Hank Aaron, Albert Pujols, and Miguel Cabrera. 3,000 hits, 500 homers, and two MVP awards would be Miguel Cabrera, Willie Mays, Albert Pujols, and Alex Rodriguez. Again, PED asterisk.
No Hank Aaron?
No Hank Aaron.
Because
No.
maybe he only has one MVP. I'm surprised he didn't have
Only
two.
one MVP. Only one MVP. Multiple batting titles and home run titles, plus the 3,500. For a half a century, the only man who could say he had done all that was Hank Aaron. And now it's Hank Aaron and Miguel Cabrera. Now listen to this. 3,000 hits, 500 homers, and a triple crown. Nobody but Miguel Cabrera.
Yes. All right. So let's follow up with this. You mentioned your favorite moment already. I'm gonna give my favorite moment because that was more of the question. What is your favorite Miggy Cabrera moment? And for me, I'll go ahead and kind of start with mine. Give you some time, even though you already picked one. Maybe you could pick a second one. So for me, I have a couple. I'm not necessarily going to pick a moment per se. For me, I think the best moment was when he won the Triple Crown. I
Hmm.
never thought that I'd ever see that in my entire life, and I remember when it was Carlos Gonzalez and I forget who the other man it was that was chasing it with them, but that was just a really great overall sight to see because I love home runs. I love when you are great at situational hitting, and then to be able to, of course, capture the batting average title is definitely, super impressive. So having those races at the end, that's just gets you going, and that's what makes you watch those games because they mean something. You're racing with another competitor to get to where you want to be. So those were that was like my favorite season to ever really watch. And then the following seasons after he won the Triple Crown, he was almost trying to win it again and again right after that. So that was
Yeah, it
super
was amazing.
amazing in that just in that little perspective right there. And
It
then
was really
another
cool
thing for
because when
me
he was
was
doing all
he
that, that's when
has
Clayton Kershaw was having his dominance as a pitcher. And when Clayton Kershaw won his MVP in the NL, the AL MVP was that Miggy Cabrera Triple Crown year. It was amazing.
yeah, it was so awesome to watch. That was great baseball. That was a great baseball year. Another thing that I really like about Miggy is the kind of like Adrian Beltre personality. He's able to have
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
fun
he's
on the
super
bases.
playful.
Dude, there's so many stories like that where okay, so let me give you a story real quick that I read about just recently. So, Nick Castellanos
Love him,
was what happened?
love him.
Oh, he's great. In the beginning of his career with with the Tigers, he would always go back and forth with Miguel Cabrera, mostly just one sided because Castellanos is definitely not on Miggy's level. So Nick would never take any advice from everybody. Was more really competitive to his own. He has his own style of doing things, and every single time that they would have, an internal type of competition when it comes to like batting practice, so on and so forth. Nick would always compare himself to Miggy Cabrera. Well, so Miggy, no, just being himself, knowing what he knows and his approach to the game is always outperforming Nick Castellanos. So he's on the plane with Nick, and he goes there and he has his beats on and he gets close to him and he's like and he's writing in his journal. Nick Castellanos says he's writing in his journal and he's trying to figure this part out. So Miggy goes up to him, taps him, he goes, "Hey man, you're a great player, but let me tell you something that you were learning to walk while I was already running." And then puts his headphones back on and keeps on going his way. And little do you know, Nick Castellanos started to learn a lot more from Miguel Cabrera and started to really understand. What was
Just shit
great
on him,
about
dude.
Miggy was that he was able to make those types of comments, have those types of sarcastic moments, and you knew it was all fun and games. He's giving the cup
Yeah.
check to everybody. He's hitting people on upside the head with the glove. He's giving props to every pitcher that comes up and actually makes a great pitch. He knows how to approach the game. And what's funny about it is the simplest form: see ball, hit ball. That's what he says to himself:
Well,
see ball,
I
hit
think
ball.
the I think what kind of attributes to that story is a great teammate. He is the first person to really acknowledge his accomplishment after he hits that 3,000th base hit and it's a single. When time is called, he was teammates with that Rockies player for 5 years. I think it was who was it? Was it? I don't remember his name.
Jose Iglesias?
But the first, yeah, Jose Iglesias. The first person who gave him a hug was Jose Iglesias, who plays for the Rockies now. So he hits this single, time is called, and then boom, big old bear hug. So it just shows you like they were teammates for 5 years. It just shows you like Miggy is out there and he's a man playing a boy's game, and he full on knows it and like appreciates those moments and appreciates relationships, and he's super cool.
He
So
makes the
just to close
game
this out, let me
better.
tell you, my he said asked me for a second favorite Miggy moment.
Yeah,
It's
hopefully we can
probably
make
his
it quick.
first base hit, right? It's the ninth inning, and he fucking hits a tank dead center for his first base hit, and it's a walk off homer. That's another great Miggy moment.
Oh yes, it's the walk-off home run in his first debut
His
there. Definitely a great
no,
one.
not first, his first hit. It wasn't his first AB. It was his first hit
No,
though.
no, but it was the debut. I meant.
His debut game. That's
Sorry about
correct.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, to give you guys a little bit more perspective on how great Miguel Cabrera is and how hard it is to reach this milestone of 3,000 hits, I'm just going to give you the top three people here so far, and then I'll name a couple youngsters that have a chance of doing so. So Jose Altuve is 31, has 1,783 hits. has apparently a 34% chance of reaching that 3,000 hit mark. Not over 50, not over 70, barely over 30% chance of reaching that. And then you have, of course, Freddie Freeman, who is 32, 1,720 hits, 28%. And then Fernando Tatis to round up the top three, 23 years old, 303 hits, 20%. A couple of youngsters that I do want to mention that is really nice to kind of see where these guys end up at the end of their careers. Juan Soto, Ronald Acuna Jr., all around about a little more than 420 hits, 18 to 13%. 18 Juan Soto, 13% Ronald Acuna. 23 years old for Soto, 24 years old for Acuna. And then you have Vlad Guerrero Jr., 385 hits, has an 11% chance, but of course, a long more time to go in both of those guys. Oh, actually, all three of these guys, if they can stay healthy, hopefully. One thing I do want to emphasize, so too, Miggy stayed on the field, had bone spurs in his foot, and all. Encourage other people to play through the pain, and if he's doing it, anybody else can. That's what a lot of his, peeps have said.